Hey, we're boxing legend Mickey Bey. What's good, Mickey?
What's up with you? What's going on? Just out here supporting my guy Danny Garcia and the young future champions.
All right, world champion, right? Now you're a trainer. What's that transition been like for you?
I'm gonna just say it like the training to me is the hardest job in boxing. So you gotta earn your stripes. Like I know a lot just from the teachers that I had since I was young. I had Floyd Mayweather Sr. my whole career, and I was with Emmanuel Stewart when I was a young teen as well. So
It don't get no better than
Floyd. I had him since I was 14, 15 years old under the Kronk boxing. So I learned a lot, and I learned a lot of things on top of that just from fighting, like things outside of the boxing, like the mental part and the individual part of boxing, as far as knowing how to deal with each fighter individually, because every fighter is different. Every fighter got different mentals. Every fighter got different motivations. So really, it's damn near like being a psychiatrist or therapist or something. So I don't bite off more than I could chew. Right now, I just pick a fighter here and there, and just like that, I don't try to take on too much.
Is it difficult trying to? You were a fighter on the highest level. Is it difficult trying to get someone to do some of the things that you just do naturally?
Now, see, that's one thing I knew coming in the game, not to do that. I look at the style that they already got, and I just get them things and just add on and just minimize the mistakes. But I know how to look at fighters and pretty much build on what they got, and then add stuff that fit the fighter, but then throw away the mistakes. That's pretty much the overall goal that I like to do, and then teach them to adapt as well. Whether you an inside fighter, outside, I like to be able to teach fighters to adapt, because a lot of times at the high level, you got to learn how to fight on the fly. The fight might not go how you want, and for instance, just to make an example, like a Mayweather-Maidana fight. Floyd had to fight that fight, and he always told me that, like, man, there's going to be a time where a dude going to make you fight. Like, whatever style you got, sometime the fighter you fighting is going, you're going to have to do what they do and beat them at that sometime too. So really, I would say adapting that's what I really like to teach as well, knowing how to adapt.
Looking back at your career, what are you most proud of?
I had a weird career as far as like the politics and stuff. I had many years, so I'm actually coming back to do about another 4 or 5 fights. Hopefully my goal is to become the oldest world champion ever under the middleweight division.
Damn, middleweight?
No, under.
Oh,
like,
under,
I would be
okay.
the oldest to ever win a title from, the middleweight and under. That's if Pacquiao don't win another belt, because he like 5, 6 years older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it about another, handful of fights. But I did cool. But the game now is the best it ever been business wise. Yeah, so me coming up, it was different. But at the end of the day, I learned a lot on the business side, and that's another thing. I like to pass on stuff and learning from the mistakes that I made and get a game to the young fighters.
Speaking of business, right? I know this is it's a hot topic, but a sensitive topic. Fighter that you trained, Devin Haney, suing Ryan Garcia. He's getting a lot of flack for it. People are trying to call him soft or whatnot. Is there a difference between the business of boxing and the actual sport of boxing in that regard?
You know what? Yeah, because now it's so much it's more business now than fighting. Like, that because you've been around. Yeah. So in the past, I'd say 5, 10 years, it became business first almost. It always been business, but now it's almost like the only downside is that the fighters don't really fight each other, because you can get money fighting like mediocre opponents now, and the guys are going to keep on doing that because they getting so much more money now just to fight anybody, that is delaying a lot of these big fights. So I think to answer that question, yeah, it's separate. Like, and I heard this Pops Bill say something that this part, I'm like, dang, okay, I could see why he did this. All right, he said, why did Golden Boy get $1 million? think about that part.
Yo,
So
that
kind of
fucked me up. I'm like, yo, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, I thought about it like, damn, that's kind of crazy. And it'd be a lot of other stuff that go on that they probably can't say. So, but really, I stay out of that part of the business. Like if I train Devin, I work on the gym. I mean, I'm there for the advice because I've been through a lot of that stuff. But I think that it got to be a real underlying reason that they doing it. That we probably don't even know about, that they can't speak about. But I'm sure that it's a lawyer that advised them and told them this is what we need to do because of these reasons. That's my opinion.
Now, this is boxing related. Is a successful lawsuit going to cause fighters to not use PEDs? Is that the right course of action? We've seen the suspensions not work. People are still using it, right? So is attacking someone's pockets, is that going to be what finally turns the tide?
I ain't sure. Really what it is you got to make sure you know what you're taking, number one, because you got so many strength and conditioning people, and you got a lot of people that's coming into the boxing world now. A lot of fighters, you got to hold yourself accountable because it's in your system, but you got a lot of guys that come in on these fighters, they say, let me do your nutrition, supplements and all that. But you got to know to look at your supplements and see what the rules are and all of that stuff. But I ain't sure, man. I don't know because it's been around forever. But, he got the loss of race. And honestly, the publicity after the fight was bigger than before the fight. So I think if they did it, I don't know, if they did a rematch sometime next year, it'd be crazy.
Might be the biggest fight in boxing.
Oh, man, yeah, it'd be huge, though.
Last question, Mickey. It's looking like Gervonta Davis is slated to face Lamont Roach. He's getting called a cherry picker. People are saying it's a tomato can. I think it's a good fight. What's your thoughts on it?
You know what? Tank do his thing, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, he closed the show and he get the people what they want. You can't say it's a cherry pick because dude is a young, hungry champion, and it makes sense. They from the DMV area.
They arguably the same size.
Exactly. So it ain't a cherry pick. We wanted to see him with another fighter, but at the same time, this one you could say, all right, I'll take that. Dude got a good record, he a champion, they from the same area. It make business sense. I think Tank, other than Canelo, Tank is probably maybe the most fighter where people excited to see across the world. So he get them kind of perks. So you can't. That's what the question you just asked me about business. That's a business move. When we say what's the difference between business to the business side of boxing. Yeah. He giving us something to where it's all right. It's a good fight, but it make business sense because they both from the same town. I ain't sure if they wherever they do it, it's gonna make sense, whether it's Vegas or their hometown. But I like it. It's a good fight.
How does that fight play out, Mickey?
I see Tank by stoppage, man. It's his time right now, man. It's gonna take, somebody like a Shakur. I would have liked to see him with Lomachenko, but Loma, I guess Loma didn't want that fight. So it's gonna take somebody real crafty to go them 12 rounds with Tank, because Tank is real. He on fire right now.